Hello, and good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, no matter where you are in the world. You are watching the Greyhawk channel, and I am your DM for the next 4 hours. I am Gloss and Gadgets, also known as Leonie, and you are watching the first book of The Shadow of Vecna, and these are my lovely victims over here on the left. So Shadow of Vecna is a horror-esque type of game with a twist. My players don't know what the twist is yet, but I have promised them an artifact if they can guess before it happens. So maybe you might want to help them. So if you spot it, let us know in chat. So before we get started, and we do any more introductions, there's some people that we would like to thank. So we would first and foremost like to thank all the Patreon and Twitch subscribers that make streams like this and many, many more happen. Also, we would like to thank Roll20, because all games on Greyhawk channel are powered by Roll20. And if you'd like to give Roll20 a try, it's free. And it's pretty nifty if you want to use like dice rollers and digital tabletop and neat things like that. Also, we'd like to thank Heroic Maps, who is our official battle map sponsor. You can check out their library of more than 300 maps free over on roll20.net. Sorry, not that. Read the wrong thing on my notes. They are on Drive-Thru RPG, so make sure you check them out. Not on Roll20. And they're not free either. I'll space out my scripts next time. So, and last but certainly not least, Tabletop Loot. You can go over to tabletoploot.com and enter Greyhawk, which is capital G for golf and capital H for hotel, and get a nice 15% off dice. And if you're like me and you're a dice collector and you need more dice in your life, because everybody does, you need to get yourself over there, because everybody likes spending less on everything. Finally, all our Patreon and subs can get coupon codes for ruinc.com and Cantrip Candles. There is a private section on our Discord channel which you can slip in and get those neat little coupon codes. And if you hadn't read on our Twitter, then you should. Did you know that the Greyhawk channel is now open? 100%. So all you need to do is just go over to the Greyhawk channel on Twitter, click the little join Discord link, and come join in all the fun. Right, now that's all over. Guys, it's time. Let's get ready. I'd like you to go around the table and introduce yourselves and let us know who you're playing, who you are, and where we can find you. So we'll start with you, Bash.
Yes, hello. I am Ran, Shelve the Books on Twitter, and I'm going to be playing Bashira Kavakan, a paladin of the Ancients. And yeah, I don't know, what else would you like me to say other than that?
No, that's good. Okay. Nice and straightforward. Khan, you're next.
I'm Karn. People call me Buns or Honey Buns. You can find me at Honey Buns on Twitter and on Twitch at Battlescar Bunny.
Yay. Arafortan, you are next.
Hey, my name's John, and also known as Phoenix Ueki on here and on Twitter. I'll be playing Arafor Tan, a forest gnome cleric of the trickster variety.
And last but certainly not least, Devirus.
Everyone, my name's Mike D. I'll be playing Diveris, an elven illusionist wizard, and you can find Diveris is an NPC in a stream of mine, Legends Die Live, and you can check us out on Twitter or Twitch at Legends Die Live.
Brilliant. Well, that's everybody. You know who I am already. So, let us begin our tale. We start our story upon the plains of western Veluna, just east of Lorridges. Here, human and elves live in harmony, farming arable land and working together to build a common culture, founded on tenets of peace, reason, and serenity. But was this land always like this? Before the Iridians came and took it over? Or could a civilization have been here long before they have arrived? It is morning. 4 a.m. to be exact. The air is a little muggy, thick with moisture, promising a hot, humid day ahead. It is here we find our adventurers. Out so early in the morn, because this wet, warm weather being perfect to find mushrooms, and it is here we will start the session.
Right, well, I feel like, as I've said many times, the more wet and the more moist it is, the better. So if we go deeper, we shall find more, which is good, because all of you want the mushrooms.
That's right, Bash. Yeah. Now, these are the ones that we're looking for. And Adafor conjures an image of these. These are the yummy ones. Now, Diveris, not those ones. Those will stick you in the toilet for a couple of... Oh, actually, no, go for it. Yeah, you have those. Those are lummy too. Yeah, go for it.
And so you see this really sickly, pale wizard kind of emerge through the mist, holding a brown mushroom with white speckles and a white mushroom with brown speckles. And he's got this kind of really hunched over Mr. Burns type posture and just this dreadlocks with a dark cloak. And he goes, "Which one's which? I always forget. One of them gives me shits. One of them is the shit."
It's always difficult, but the one with the spots that are white.
Okay.
Toss it away. Nope, just throw it away. Junk it, eat the other one, or dry it out. It depends, And so, like, yes, this very tall and sort of lithe for a dragonborn, green with purple flexion scales, sort of like sidles over to you and is like stomps on the mushroom that you threw into the ground. Is like, it's okay, don't worry. Just remember, white speckles, toss it on the ground.
Okay. Chances are I won't, but...
That's what I'm here for. Don't worry. I'll remember for us. Yeah.
Bash, you always spoil my fun. Yeah, all right, Diverse. Yeah, don't go for those ones. And you see Adafor, he turns around, is kind of very short forest gnome, dressed in forest greens and browns, but some armor on him as well. There's a leaf-shaped shield on his back, and there's a bit of a rustling off in the bushes to the side. He turns, there you are. Yes, come here. And this little badger snoots its way out of the undergrowth. He's like, "We're looking for these ones," and he shows him the illusion. And he's like, "Where are there more of these ones?" And the badger wobbles off into the trees. He's like, "Guys, this way! Oi, Sprite, come on!" To this tiefling that's over to the side.
Every time that you trust that badger over where I tell you the mushrooms are, I just giggle a little. This is kind of ridiculous, honestly. And then this tall tiefling who has onyx skin but is freckled with gold, and wild, like darkish red hair, just sort of wobbles over in the same palette as the gnome, with but much more loose and baggy. He just walks over and just kind of wobbles over and goes, "This is the dumbest thing ever. I don't even like mushrooms."
I've never even heard of a badger that can find mushrooms? It's always pigs, right? That's what I thought. I mean,
He can't find mushrooms.
then why are we following him? I mean, I get it. It's a pet.
Pigs.
But
Pigs of the forest. Pigs of the forest.
I've lived out here longer than any of you have been alive. I feel like trust me and not wibbly wobbly badgerman. That's all. Fine. We'll just follow the badger then, I guess. And so, yeah, I mean,
Knew it. This way. This way.
lets everybody go in front of them and is just kind of going to walk behind them, looking around, and looking up at the sky, being like, hey.
Okay, so you travel through the forest. Everyone roll me either a survival or a nature check. First dice roll.
You got 17.
Okay.
17 as well.
Okay.
Hey.
I rolled a 20.
Oh, very good.
That's either a really good thing or a really bad thing. My first roll.
It's gone now. You're done.
Diverse?
4.
4. Okay, you find nothing. However, the rest of you spot inside an old oak. Vecna, no joking. I'm kidding. I know
no
you.
jump scares. No jump scares.
Right off the head. Okay. All right, we got this.
No, I'm kidding. You guys find hundreds of these mushrooms, all lined in the inside of this dying tree trunk.
I told you, Bash. Look right here where he led us. Thank you, matey.
I owe you money now, don't I?
Yeah.
Luck.
I'll have your mushrooms.
Pure luck.
But that's not all what you find in the tree. Your little badger friend not only has stumbled upon a very good harvest, but also a small family of boar.
Yeah.
And they seem quite distraught at the disturbance of their home. I need everyone to roll me initiative.
Ah.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
All right. Here we go.
So yes, that 20 was both a good and a bad thing.
Both a good and a bad thing.
Oh, good.
So an 18.
1 minute. 19 and a... Ooh, I like this dice.
Oh, no.
Can I ask for that dice to be banned from the table from now?
I can go get other unbalanced dice. Did anyone get more than 20?
21.
Ooh.
19? 18.
Me. I rolled an 18, sorry.
17? 16? 14. Thank you, Bash.
Oh, no, not 14. I'm sorry. That is
4.
eight.
4.
Yes.
Okay, what did you get, Diverse?
An 8 minus 1, so 7.
How am I the slowest?
Someone needs more decks.
Yeah. I got a shield, right?
I got a shield.
Okay, so Arafa, you're actually top of the round.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 very grumpy boar before you. What would you like to do?
I would like to immediately stop and arms up. And how big are they? Because I can, as a forest gnome, I can speak with small creatures.
They are medium beasts.
And the babies?
The babies are small, yes, but they won't be fighting.
No. Okay. I would I would like to use my forest gnome knowledge and try and calm them and and like I'm saying to the other ones is like, hey everyone, let's back away. Come on, finders keepers. First they were here first, and hey Sprite, if we need it, let's do an old two furry.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that everything for your turn? Roll me.
Um,
Just roll me a charisma check.
Just a straight charisma.
Yeah, just a straight charisma.
Oh no. 9.
I guess I will roll intelligence.
More of a badger person.
Well, you're lucky because they rolled a 2.
Hey!
So they see you backing away and away from their babies and their mushrooms, and they seem satisfied with this. They're calming down, but they're not backing off. And that will be their turn. So Khan,
Okay.
It is your turn.
Okay, I am also following the lead, and I am putting my hands up, backing away slowly. Can I look around to make sure we have a clear exit to get away from these guys?
So yes, you're in a little bracken. Obviously, the path that you came through. Obviously, you're a big group. There's a nice trodden dirt path behind you that you can leave, but you will have to turn your back on them to get through it.
Okay. I'd like to relay that to everybody and then sort of kind of motion my hand that everybody needs to start doing that behind me so I stay in the way of them.
Okay, and is that everything for your turn?
That's going to be everything for my turn right now.
Excellent. Diveris.
Okay, so at this point, Diveris was probably just smoking his pipe, looking up at the canopy. And he probably bumped into Karn and is just now noticing the boars and everything. What's all this? All right.
No, don't, just go. Just turn around.
But look at all the mushrooms.
I just like hand on head, turned your head, just go that way.
But I can maybe scare them away.
But they're just in their home. It's their natural spot. Yeah, we shouldn't really be barging through here and terrifying them.
Okay. But you owe me some mushrooms.
Deal.
Fine.
And I will hold my action. I'll hold a firebolt in case they charge me.
Okay, very good. And lastly, Bash, what are you doing?
So Bashira sees everybody sort of like backing away and being like, okay, let's move away from the home. And she's like, the wise move. And so she sort of takes her shield off of her back and sort of just like sets it out and is motioning everybody to get behind her and move. And she's going to be waiting for everyone to go before she does. And so I'm going to hold an action to stab somebody with a Triton if they charge anyone around me. But yeah.
Okay. So that's both Khan and Bash that are not retreating. So we're going to go to the top of the round. To Adafor.
Yeah, as I said to Khan before, I want to just be ready to do what we call the tufa, which is where I do an illusion of something and they do an illusion of the sound, and we just like do a sudden shock and all kind of like try and scare them away.
Okay.
In case they make any threatening. Can I hold my action to do that illusion if they make a move towards us?
Yeah. The boar are still waiting for you to leave. So they are not going to do very much. Khan?
So slowly retreating, but trying to make hold back so I can support Bash and make sure everyone gets behind me. And I'm going to hold my action to do the other half of that twofer.
Okay. And now the virus?
Diveris will.
Diveris! Am I getting closer?
No, that's okay. I mean, his close friends call him Varys.
Okay, well, maybe I'll just call you Varys too.
So Diveris takes a drag of his pipe lets out a thick billow of smoke, and then he shapes it into this ethereal, smoky hand. And I'm sending Mage Hand to try and just pluck one mushroom. I'm no harm, just plucking a mushroom. That's my attempt.
They're not heavy, so you can definitely pluck a single mushroom.
So you guys just see this smoky hand bring this speckled one over. You see Diver's like, yes, bring it here. That's my turn.
Excellent. Bash?
There are so many mushrooms at this stupid forest. Look, just move away, everybody. And so, yeah, Bash is just going to sort of move backwards towards where we came from with their shield up, being like, keep going. Let's come on. We're moving. We're moving this way. Thank you. Come on, people. And so, yeah, they're going to move again towards the exit.
And I will assume at this point that you guys are just slowly backing away, plucking your random mushrooms. And you are out of initiative. You managed to step out of the clearing. And you are no longer in danger of the boar family.
This is why we don't listen to badgers. I'm just saying, they're very aggressive and they like to fight. And there was boars. What I'm saying is, listen to me, and we can find mushrooms that aren't occupied by nature's bountiful things with sharp tusks, is all I'd say. Like, mushrooms, tusks, no. Thank you.
True, but yeah, we were lucky we got right there, and no harm, no foul. Oh, look, Clover.
Hey.
Attention span of a badger. That's probably why you get along with them so easily.
3. There's no 4s. 3.
Diplomatic relations with boars are unparalleled.
Success.
Why did Phil get one? Why did you try to get a mushroom? What did that have?
Anyway, can we just move on, or are we going to talk about it some more? Because look, there's mushrooms over here. I know where they are. Like I said, moist, delicious little ground. Let's go. No?
Sorry, wait,
does anybody else have an animal they would like to, take out of their pockets? Diveris, perhaps a raven you would like to throw into the air, and we could follow it into the branches of the trees, and then we'll find tree mushrooms. Is that it? We don't listen
tree shrooms?
To me.
Mush teas?
I mean, tree shrooms kind of. I like that.
Tree shrooms?
Yeah.
To the tree shrooms! I'm just going to start walking.
Sprite, you've been in the woods long enough. You know there's no such thing. Bash, come on. Don't go with those false expectations. It's not fair.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm bigger than you.
Okay, well, are we just going to follow Karn then? Is that... Sure, no. Follow the badger, follow Karn. It doesn't matter who actually has lived in these woods longer than anyone's been alive. I know I already said that, but I'm going to keep saying it because you don't ever remember.
Well, you never start walking.
All right, and then muttering, the Dragonborn follows Karn like, I don't know why. Why is this the thing?
You can lead the adventure next time.
I don't want to lead. I just know where the mushrooms are.
Where are they?
I skip along behind. It's like, what was that, Bash? You said something about pulling something out of a bag, and I look down at this little bag at my side. And you kind of open it, and there's 3 little furry bundles inside. And I was like, later.
Yeah, please. No, I don't want to follow the shrews into the shrooms. You know what I mean?
It's in the name.
Can everyone roll me a D100?
66.
85.
37. I feel like I did bad.
37.
Varys.
Yes.
You find between an old log and a couple of stones. Something that glows in the darkness.
Guys, it's one of those bioluminescent mushrooms. And I reach down
Don't touch it.
and pick it up.
Nothing terrible happens.
What were you all worried about? It's just a glowing... What am I looking at?
So you'd have to roll me a nature check to identify this mushroom. It's very
It is a mushroom.
It is a mushroom, yes. It's a mushroom.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
Sorry.
If it was like
Did I not say it was a mushroom? Yeah, it's a mushroom. It's very pretty. It glows. It's kind of glittery.
that is a 10.
Yeah, you don't know what this mushroom is. It's really pretty.
Anna falls just entranced. She's like, what is this? Show me.
Karn is right next to him, just excited. Show me.
Don't touch the string.
Calm down. It's just a magical mushroom.
Just a magical mushroom?
We were already looking for those. Why do we have to investigate mushrooms that glow? What makes things glow? Usually not good things. That's all I'm saying.
Can I give it a look?
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
Nature? Yeah, I was sorry.
Can I give it a look as well?
Yes, of course you can. You all can if you want.
Hey,
This is
19.
specifically nature, correct?
13.
11.
Out of 4. You know this to be the mythological dragon mushroom that heals any poison and can save one from death.
Diverse. That is not for eating right now. That is the mythological dragon mushroom. And it can save you from poison. We need to keep it. Keep it.
Of course
Is
I'm
there
gonna
more?
keep it. I don't know.
Can I look and see if there's more of these things?
Of course you can. They will be an investigation check.
Of course I will. 16.
No, there's only one.
Oh.
But maybe if you left that one there, it might have spored and sprung more, but...
Yeah, Bash is gonna say just that. Right. So you find a mythical magic mushroom in the
Yes.
forest by itself,
Correct.
in the ground, and you pick it up.
Sure.
Right. But what if you had left it there?
I wouldn't have one.
But there might have been more later.
Will we be here later?
Maybe they're not for us. Maybe not everything in front of your path is for you.
Who are they for? The ball?
Whoever comes across them when there's more. Look,
Well, here I am.
Came across them.
but it's one. Now there's none. Don't you understand?
Can't just put
Okay.
it back in the ground. Let me see it real quick.
No, it's
we do-
fine. It's fine.
Tanya, that's not going to work. Look, bash. Like, who knows what bounties Beovan lays before us? Look, it's no harm to pick it up. It's fine. There'll be
Bash.
more.
You believe in the all-powerful, correct?
There's so many different variations on that. Yes, sure.
Yes,
of
exactly.
course.
What if I was destined to find this? What is this? This dragon mushroom.
Fine.
Diveris the Destined.
I like the ring of that, yes.
No. Okay,
Works.
sure. You know what? Yeah, it's for you. Everything in this forest is for you and you and you.
Just upset you didn't find it.
I'm just saying, look, a tree. Why don't you just chop it down? Because this is for you too. Huh?
Bash, don't get carried away. That's silly.
Why would you do that?
That's what I'm saying. Why would you pluck the one glowing mushroom? Okay, you know what? I'm done now. It's okay. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
4.
Moving on. No, it's not for. Okay, I'm fine. Good.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. Are we more mushrooms then? Maybe we should try and follow the glowing ones. Maybe there's a
Now,
path
Vash,
now.
it's definitely your turn now, Vash. You show us where to go.
Yeah.
I'm so tired. Okay, sure. Let's go in this direction. And yeah, Bash just walks off and looks back to make sure that people are following them.
After you, Sprite.
Thank you.
So you wander for about half an hour before you find a ring of the mushrooms that you have come seeking. It's about 5 a.m. now, and you notice that the moisture is getting thicker. You're losing a little bit of visibility in the woods.
Should I roll a nature check to figure out if this is like not natural for this time, or should it just be like, oh, it's 5 a.m. It's fine. I'm curious.
Roll a nature check. Roll a nature check.
Yep. Okay. That's all I need to hear. Oh no. Yes. A 2. It's perfectly natural that this mist forms at 5 in the morning.
It's 5 a.m. You know, it gets a bit dewy.
Yep.
Fog.
Yep.
It must be a river nearby, a stream or something.
Yeah, the dew is just really thick this morning.
But Bash, careful! There's a mushroom circle there. Don't cross the edge of it.
Oh, I'm not. Are you kidding me? Look, don't tell me. Tell the one who picks the glowing one out of the ground without knowing what it is. Okay.
But if you wash your face in the dew from within the circle, then you will find the name of your true love.
I already know the name of my true love.
Ooh.
It's me. I'm the only one that matters.
Love yourself.
I do. It took a long time and a lot of reflection and traveling alone in the woods to realize that I'm the only person that can give me what I need. It's a lesson that I would like to give all of you youngsters.
Oh, I'm glad you found you.
Me too.
Your positivity sickens me.
And I don't think I really have that much of a choice, so.
Nah, don't say that, Sprite. You'll be fine.
Oh.
You know that you're not alone, right?
Yeah, I'm here with you.
Hello.
I mean, you on your own are a tiefling. There are other tieflings, so you can find other tieflings. If what you're looking for in some sort of romantic relationship is like the same kind of...
At this point, I think I would just settle to be not around my family so much. So
it's always
nothing
hard to
excuse, right?
It's always hard to move out for the first time. I understand, or get thrown out, whatever. But yeah,
we didn't see anyone else like Sprite, and we were in the big town. You know, that time that you met us, Bash.
I know, but that
there's just all those people saying mean things.
But that's just one town. There are many towns in the valley. We could visit them if we weren't so busy looking for mushrooms all the time. I mean, this seems to be the activity we're most suited for. This and leading people through these woods to look for more mushrooms.
Hey, it's breakfast time.
It's true. Let's all take a rest and regain our strength from that scary badger boar incident.
Wise words.
So you're deciding to take a rest, set up camp, have breakfast?
Mm-hmm.
While that's happening, I would like to ritually cast Detect Magic, and I will do so by taking almost like strands of smoke and strands of mist and kind of weaving them into an arcane pattern.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, and so Bash is just like sat down, and they have like set up a water collector just in case the mist is misty enough for them to collect water, and they just have like a little portable cooking station, and it's just like very good. And they're just sort of setting up to make some breakfast for everybody.
So in the weave you weave, in the weave you web, in the web you weave. With the
Weavy
magic
web.
that you pull from the air, and you read the magical weave that connects all things. Something is afoot here. It's very light, very gentle, and has the whispers of transmutation magic.
Is it just like the general atmosphere or like a specific object?
It's the atmosphere. It's almost as if it's coming from the forest itself.
And you see Diveris with a face that looked like he came out of the womb scowling, kind of make eye contact with each of his companions and go, "Something's afoot. Something's not quite right in this grove."
Bash sort of looks up from the porridge that they're stirring and is just kind of like takes a sniff, and they're like, it does seem different.
There's the very faintest trace of transmutation influence. Arafor, do you know anything about this, perhaps?
I don't know if I've felt anything, like what you're saying. Do I notice anything about the mist or about the surrounding forest? Is it quieter than usual? Or?
Yes, it is. It's eerily quiet. Usually, it's just before dawn. You would hear the birds chirping and, the sound of nature waking up. And it doesn't seem to be here.
Given this unsettling atmosphere, Diveris is going to hunch his way over to Karn and just kind of like sit by Karn.
Could I meditate a lot in this area, in these forests, everything. Would I be able to notice anything like kind of out of whack? Like maybe like, is somebody watching us? Something like that. Like, would I be able to, because I know what it's like when this place is at peace?
So I don't know if you've ever been this deep into the forest before, but you have spent time in the forest, just on the outskirts, because travelling deep in the forest is not safe. And it doesn't feel normal. It feels very unnatural. It's almost as if the forest is sleeping.
Okay. I don't like that at all.
Diveris pulls his cloak up over his face.
All right,
Such that only his pipe sticking out with smoke.
this porridge is almost ready. Who wants some?
Me, Bash, but yeah. This is very unnatural. It shouldn't be as quiet as this. Let's have a little look about here. And I go off and kind of poke around in the trees and look at spots. Do I get any feeling from the mushroom circle? Because I feel that maybe that would be like a sacred thing of Beavan's, that in the forest, maybe a symbol from him or something.
So the circle of mushrooms, you don't get a strong fey presence. There's nothing there to spirit you away to the nether. It's just all around you. And as you're investigating, the mist actually gets thicker, till you can no longer see outside of the clearing.
I could quickly skip back to where everyone else is. So this is not normal. This Sprite, the mist doesn't come in this fast. Not around here.
I'm already rolling up my bedroll, we need to leave.
Yeah, Bash, can we get that porridge to go?
Yeah, sure. Puts the bowls away and it's just All right, here we go.
Totally eat while we pack, but we gotta go. I don't like this. This does not feel good.
It's, you know what? Things like this happen. We just need to sort of go with it. So we're together, and that's what's important. Remember, stay together and don't panic as
Yes,
you're like packing things up.
don't panic, but
Deep breaths.
fast.
All right. Flings their back on is like, okay, now that we're enshrouded in mist, who wants to decide which way we're going? Anyone?
Do we have much of a choice?
We could always step into the fairy circle, or we could go into the mist. You know what I mean? And it's like one or the other.
You don't cross the boundary of the mushrooms. You don't want to be stepping into that.
Okay. So, Era 4, please choose a direction that we should go.
Well, it's clear. That way. That way. That way.
You pointed in two different directions, Sprite. I'm trying to trust you.
I just always go with the last thing I said. That one.
And that's actually a third direction.
Right. Oh, okay, that way. And so, yeah, I mean, Bash waits for everybody to walk into the mist, I guess, because this is what everybody's decided that we're going to do, and just waits. And is like, all right.
Before we get too far, can we link up?
You want to tie a rope around each other's waists so that we don't get lost? Is that what you would like to do?
Just like
Sounds
we
smart.
do. Just like we do with people who we know are going to get lost in a trail. We tie them to us like animals.
I mean, I wish we could still knock them out, but after that referendum in the town about not knocking out people that are traveling if they don't know what they're doing, I just feel like, hey, all right, but still.
We've been over this. Is bad for business. We can't be known as guide or get got.
I know, but like, okay, look, it's bad to be unconscious, whatever. But you know
Bad
what's
to be
worse?
unconscious, unless you're asleep.
Fine. I know, but also it's just so much easier. And so Bash is like reaching in and taking out a rope, and they're like, okay, everybody, here we go. We're going to tie each other around the waist. Nobody's going to get left behind. And so they're just going to go around and sort of link everybody together.
I cannot.
Okay, so you set off.
I have to raise my arm so you can wrap it around there, since at the same height of everyone's waist.
I know that I'm not trying to be mean, but would you prefer if somebody carried you?
I'm good.
Okay.
So you set off.
Mm-hmm.
Together, tied. As if tied by your fate, and you begin trudging through the forest, through the shrubbery, through the fauna, through the flora. And with each step, the mist comes closer and closer. And the air gets heavier and heavier. And as you begin to look into this mist, you swear you see ethereal, bony hands reach out and try to touch you. You see malformed skulls in the shadows. And even though you've been walking for some time now, you once again end up in the clearing of that fairy circle.
Oh. This looks just like the other spot.
It is the other spot.
The evidence being, of course, the campfire that you briefly set up.
Nope. Now we go this way.
Diveris, that wasn't you practicing some illusions with those hands and stuff. Did everyone else saw that too?
God, no. You don't think I'd be... No, that wasn't me. Not this time.
Yeah, don't think you'd what? Play pranks on us? Because yes, I do think you would.
Don't think I'd go on all that walking just to end up back in the same place.
Okay, all right. So,
Mm,
Don't
now,
like this.
neither do I, but it seems like we have another choice again: the fairy circle, or you can pick 4 or 5 directions, Arafor, that you would like to point us into the fog, and we can walk. It's up to you.
But I picked last time, and I don't think that was good. And trust me, it wasn't me doing it on purpose. You know, I know I do like to have a bit of a laugh from time to time, but not this one. This wasn't me. Not in conditions like this.
and so, what do you think we should do? You're saying it's up to him, but what do you think we should do? You've been here longer than the rest of us.
In my experience, if something is leading you in a direction, much like you would lead something that you were hunting in a direction, you don't really have a choice. If the mists are saying the only place that we're not going to be is in this circle, that's probably where we need to end up. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not saying you're wrong. All I'm saying is I'm not going to not complain about it the entire time I'm doing the thing.
I mean, it's fair. And I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying I've never seen a mist that encircles a fairy circle, excuse me, like this, and then just says, here you go. I've never been in a situation before, so.
Well, if you think that's what needs doing, then just whatever you do, don't step on any of them.
Would you like to go back into the mist and see if we can escape again? I'm just asking. We tried once. That's only one time. We could try again if you like. Diveris?
Diveris is going to walk over and just touch the circle of mushrooms. Just touch.
Anything happen?
Nothing happens.
So to be clear, is it like a cluster or is it like a ring?
It's a ring. A fairy circle is a ring
Fairy
of
circle.
mushrooms. Yeah.
Okay. I will walk through the ring into the circle.
Okay.
We are all still tied together. So
Yeah. So you guys shuffle
We're
up
just
to
like,
the edge of
This is in character.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
tense.
And Bash sort of is at the end and like looks back at the mist and like steps into the fairy circle to see if anything happens.
The mist gets closer.
Uh-oh.
In fact, it gets so close you can't see outside of the fairy circle now. So those of your companions who are not standing in the circle, you can't see them. And actually, they can't see you.
Then I'll quickly jump in. I was like, wait.
Sprite.
Hello?
Where did everyone go?
Okay.
This way, come on, just follow the rope. Follow the rope.
Rope. B-Base crawls into the circle, careful to kind of like lift her knees and everything over, like just kind of like almost sort of making herself the same height as Aircore. Just like, what is happening?
So you step into the circle. You stand there, observing this mist that doesn't penetrate it. But nothing happens. You are just standing in the woods in the fog.
And
Do
we're
we-
here now?
I thought
Do we eat them?
did anybody
Don't eat
did
the
anybody,
mushroom.
did we teleport? I thought maybe we would teleport or something would happen.
Well, seeing as though we are not being eaten up by the mystery mist, I vote we stay here until it's later, maybe daylight. Or heck, we could probably dig a tunnel. Someone dig a tunnel.
To that fact, is the mist still like creepy skulls and like hands like touching So are we looking at like a gray circle around us of just like
Creepy faces? No.
yeah? Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Just making
It's
sure.
it's just
I mean,
mist.
yeah, I mean, I put away the breakfast because you said that this was going to be dangerous. So then we got lost and came back. I mean, do you want me to get the breakfast out again? Are we eating in here? Is this what we're doing? I love the initiative, Karn, but just because we have one badger doesn't mean that we can dig a hole back to anywhere that we're going to live. The badger will
Hey,
dig its own
I have
home, but not.
these babies. I got this.
That is not realistic, is all I'm saying. I understand. I love the initiative. That's what I'm saying, because I have those too. Wah! But also, there's four of us. We don't have any wood to brace the tunnel. How are we going to? Anyway, I'm just saying.
We're thinking about this way too hard. I just want to escape.
Well, we're safe here, quote unquote safe, I suppose. We can,
Have I ever told you how comforting your air quotes are?
yeah. Well, I mean, look, I don't know. Are we going to go back out into the mist and see where that goes? I'm just saying.
I'm cool with whatever we choose to do.
Varys, what are you doing?
He's digging a hole, I feel like.
I took the glow in the dark mushroom and I put it in the middle and I dug a hole and I just kind of like
Replanted it.
Okay. Do you think that the mist is punishment for picking the dragon mushroom?
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Diverse?
maybe.
No, me, the player, yes.
Oh, maybe Bearbrand's punishing us. Ash, you were right.
That-
We should have left it where it was.
That mushroom is dead. It's not going to regrow.
It is with that attitude.
Yeah. I'm on Team Hope right now, okay?
Okay, so burying the mushroom does nothing.
Shocking.
Standing
can
in
I
the fairy
cast-
circle does nothing.
Can I cast Spare the Dying on the mushroom? Stay with us.
Too late for that. All right. So Bash is like, okay, look. Either we're going to hang out here and go through all of our rations and they like dig in their pack and they're like, 10 days? Or
We're gonna be stuck in the circle for 10 days. Why are we stuck here for 10 days?
I'm just saying we can hang out in the circle where there's no fog for 10 days, but I don't want to do that. So let's leave and see if maybe it was just bad luck. Maybe.
Even speaking as the smallest person here, it is very cramped in here.
Yeah.
3 times. We go through this 3 times. And that's if it doesn't work this time. And then I'm sitting in the circle.
All right.
I'm
fine.
with Karn on this one.
Okay.
Give it
So
a shot.
do we count the one that we just did as one? You said 3 times, so do we only have 2 left or do we have 3? I'm just trying to make sure I
We
understand.
have 3.
Now. Okay.
Yes,
3 now. Okay, perfect. Attempt number 1 out of 3. Here we go, everybody. Let's go. And Bash sort of like stands up and like grabs the rope. And they're a little bit grumpy now because not only did they not get to hang out and eat oatmeal, but also now everybody's like, don't hang out in the circle. And they thought they would get teleported into the circle. So Bash is kind of annoyed that they didn't get transported to the Phelan. And they're like, hey, what's up? I like Fey creatures. Anyway, Bash is like, let's go. And sort of like tugs on the rope and just like walks out in a random direction.
Are you leaving the dragon mushroom behind?
I don't think you should as a player, but feel free to leave it behind.
Varys, are you leaving your buried mushroom behind?
I will leave it behind, but should we end up back where we started, it's coming with.
Okay.
Uh,
So you set off
Okay.
in a random direction in the forest. The only sounds being your breathing and your footsteps on twigs, grass, leaves. At one point, Bash, given that you have low dexterity, you nearly get caught out by an uprooted root of a tree. But you press on. And press on. And press on. until you end up back in the fairy circle.
Oh, for fuck's sake, all this exercise.
Oh, Diverse, I'll get it. And I try and go and grab the mushroom before he does.
I have an idea.
You've got great initiative.
I'm going to untie myself from the rope.
Karn, no!
What you doing?
What?
Okay. How long do you think it took us to get back here?
You're not going by yourself.
How long do you think it took us to get back here?
You're not going by yourself.
Fine, you can come with me. But how long do you think it took us to do that?
So is there actually any sky, or is the fog like over? Okay, right.
In fact, it's starting to rise above your knees.
We don't have that. How long?
Out of 4, you're like,
Oh no!
All right.
Guys?
Don't breathe it in. I feel like we've been breathing it. I don't know.
Yeah. But we need to know if this is instant or if it's actually as long as we feel it is. And I really feel like I might be the fastest out of all.
It's just not a good idea for you to be by yourself.
No, fine. You stay here. Everyone stay here, and then tie the rope around me, and I will walk.
But
We can see at least how far we're getting. I'll either pop up behind you, or I'll keep going.
I mean, the rope is
Sprite, I'll come with you. I'll be with you.
okay. At least 2 of you tie yourselves together, and Bash like unties the rope from them and like hands it over. It's like, tie yourselves together, stay together. Diveris, do you want to not get any more exercise?
Birds of a feather, I'm with you, Bash.
Okay. I mean, I would rather go. And I feel like this is really uncomfortable for me to allow you to leave. But sometimes you just gotta let it go. Okay, here we go. Oh, people gotta grow up sometime.
Big Bird's leaving the nest. Hop on, Sprite. I gotta go.
I got this.
All right.
So- What are we doing with the rope?
The rope is being tied. We're staying tied to the rope, and then I'm going to go as kind of like my full speed as fast as I can to see how long it's taking us to do this circle. So
Let me keep up.
actually want to hop on my back so that I'm not just like ragdolling. I would very much
Sorry,
like.
sorry. Can't stop that anymore. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Araful will Yoda backpack.
Yeah, basically, I have a pack, and he's just gonna just be in that. My full speed is 40. I'm just gonna like straightforward 40.
Does anybody have a timepiece? Because I feel like this is not useful unless we actually keep track of time.
So you two wander out into the fog.
Oh gosh.
Khan, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Of course.
The drop you can.
15.
You trip. You can no longer see your legs, and not only do you drop the rope, but you do also drop Arafel. And we're just going to pause right there because we're going to go back to the party that is remaining. You feel the rope go slack.
Okay. So immediately it sort of like tugs on it, and it just nothing. I knew this was such a bad idea. Why? Why do I listen to people who have no idea what they're talking about? Okay.
And there were 2.
This is not good, if that wasn't obvious already. Okay, so what do? Do we stay here and wait? I mean, I have no idea how long this would take.
Well, we know where they went generally, so we can generally follow them.
That is another terrible idea.
No, look, here.
Follow the rope like breadcrumbs.
I mean,
Kinda, yeah.
yeah.
Very clever.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you point that out I mean, Bash is not dumb, but they are not also incredibly intelligent. So if we follow the rope, because they were just gonna pull the rope in and be like, well, there's nobody at the end of this rope. What are we gonna do? But you're like, let's follow the rope for as long as, and then sort of, yeah. But you have to explain it to her, or she's not gonna want to do it.
So, but before we leave, Diveris is going to reach into his pouch, pull out like a copper piece, and he's just going to use a second level spell slot just to save on time. He's going to cast Magic Mouth, which allows me to imbue the coin with a message. And so I will put the coin down in the center of the path, and the message will say, Karn and Arafor, if you return and we're not here, we went looking for you, and hopefully we'll be back. So wait. But it will only trigger if those two come into the circle.
Okay, I like that. Okay, cool. You can do that. You can leave one copper piece on the floor.
And in we go.
Okay.
Are you setting out?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have a rope, Tiberius? Do you have anything that we can attach each other? I mean, to each
Gods
other?
no. I have quills and ink and paper.
So before we go out, yeah, Bash like grabs you uncomfortably by like the wrist and is like, I'm not letting you go alone, and just sort of tugs you through, and we're gonna go.
Squeeze me any tighter and I might die right here.
Safety first.
You follow. Well, how I imagine you're doing this, because you can't see your feet.
Right.
So you've got the other end of the rope. You've got an elf in hand. And you're just kind of like... And just like lifting it up to see where it is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, very useful, yeah.
Roll me perception checks, both of you.
Oh boy. Uh,
15.
20.
Bash, you notice where the sound was like snapping twigs and crunchy leaves and, you know, general forest noises. You now hear your feet walking on cobblestone.
Are we walking? Okay.
And you travel further and further, and it gets quieter and quieter. Until, Bash, you walk into a marble plinth. And going back to our tripped up tiefling and gnome, you didn't trip over a log. You tripped over a large upturned cobblestone, and before you is a marble plinth. And we're going to actually go for a break because I need to go to the loo. So we're going to pause there. Ta-da! And we'll be right back. So remember to follow. Remember to sub if you want to. And most importantly, come join us in the Discord. We've got like a special players chat. I might even drop a map in there. So, yeah, go do that. Go get yourself a drink. Go stretch your legs. Go to the bathroom if you need to. And we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We are back! Hi everybody! Don't mind my technical blooper there. I was so desperate for the bathroom that I just forgot to hit transition. But, you know, first session is always going to be some hiccups. I'm glad it's that and not like my players disconnect or you can't hear us or it's laggy. So you are watching the Greyhawk channel. I am your DM. Gloss and Gadgets, also known as Leonie, and these are my lovely players over here. And we are playing the first book of Shadow of Vecna. So just before the break, our party were in the woods collecting mushrooms, getting lost in the woods, almost fighting some boars, getting hung up on a fairy circle, and then disappearing into the mists that had gathered. And our party is back together now, because as they stopped, some of our party noticed that they were walking on cobblestone, no longer a forest, and they're actually standing in front of a marble plinth. And it is there we will pick up our session. So you're standing in front of a marble plinth, and the mist recedes so you can see each other, you can see more, and you're actually standing in front of a plinth that it holds a statue. A marble statue. A statue of a king. A humanoid looking king. Robed and cloaked, his face hidden.
Of course, it's a freaking human. Okay.
But
Where are we?
there is something more about this statue. This king, crowned, sat proudly on his head, but he stands upon the skulls and bones of victims, of people who stood in his way. He surveys something you can't see yet, proudly.
Two questions. Where is the forest and who is that? He does not look like a nice one.
Okay, so
Told you we'd find them, Bash.
Yeah, yes. Varys, thank you very much. Yes, right. So we're not in the forest anymore. Obviously, good.
Apparently.
No, we're in a town, and it's a town of a big scary man, and so which way did that mist go? I'd like to go back to the fairy ring.
So the
Ash.
fairy ring had nothing to do with it, and it was just
Ash.
I just want to.
Look,
Okay.
I know we were causing you a headache, but we talked about knocking us out and taking us places.
I swear,
That makes
this was not me. Varys was with me the whole time. There was no hitting and moving. There was dragging, but that was only Varys, and that was because he doesn't like exercise. So, you know, it's easier if we just sort of force him along. You know how it is. So,
Okay,
is there
well-
a check that I can do, like history or anything? Is there anything that is recognizable to me to be able to to try and figure something out here?
Yes, you can certainly roll a history check.
Okay. Let's see. My history is fantastic, everybody. Don't worry. I did not make this character to just excel in woods. I also made them to excel in nothing else. Okay, here we go. Yes, a 9 is what my history check would reveal.
So, okay. Even though you didn't make the check, there is some information you can garner from this. So you're fairly educated, so to speak, on the cities. And you have never been to a city with this statue. You have never seen this statue in your life. But as you take in this statue and begin to wonder who this king is and what is it that he's so proud of, it's as the mists grant your wish and they fall back quickly, revealing A gleaming white city with stark, tall walls to guard it. The abodes here are built from cool, white rock, and the roofs are either flat-roofed or domed. The streets wide, roomy, and clean. You've definitely not been to any city like this.
Right. So Bash like touches the marble and like taps some talons on it and is like, I've never been here before. Does anybody recognize this place?
I've never seen anything like it. And Beethoven is the god of travels, but he doesn't usually force them on you like this.
I'm just a full-on no.
Okay, well. And Bash like looks away from the city. What is away from the city? Like if I
So you are actually in the... So that map I dropped
right.
in the chat. You're in the middle.
Okay.
So
So there is okay.
So you've got a north where you can see a great spire, a tower, that seems to be over a river, and you were quite sure that you were not so close to the river. The nearest river being the Falls River. And then obviously you have the eastern and western gates, and then you have the southern gate behind you. The sun now is starting to peak above the horizon. You reckon it must be about 6 o'clock? And it's washing the city in a blood-red glow. There's a rather grand-looking building just to your left. And the air is filled with the smell of bread. Bakers are almost done with their task. And soon those after fresh bread will soon awaken and set the city alive.
Can we see anybody setting up stalls or anyone getting ready to start the day's work?
Not immediately, no.
Okay, well I smell bread. That means that people have had to make it or it's magic. Does anybody else smell that? Because
Does smell magic.
Karn is gonna start taking her hair and wrapping it around her top horns and leave like the front of her out to cover the ones that come down off the side of her face, just to sort of, and like you like kind of just like pull her clothes a little bit more over her to kind of hide what she looks like, sort of stands closer to Bash.
and Bash
Arafo will reach up and like just tug the hood a bit more. He's like, you missed a bit.
Thank you.
and Bash like looks at you and this is something that I feel like we've had a discussion about before. And Bash is kind of I'm not sure if they are willing to go into it again, but for the sake of this, they will. And they'll just say, there's no need to hide. You are who you are, and there's no changing that. Let people know and see you and understand. And Bash will sort of just like stand up straighter and be like, we need to find out where we are. Where do you think we should go first? And she like looks at Varys and is like, we got here by magic. Tell us where to go. And then yeah, she looks at Arafor too and is like, both of you are kind of the go-to.
Hey, I don't know this kind of spot. Diveris, come on, you're the city fella. What is this place?
Well, it's a place I'm unfamiliar with, but I think perhaps we should go perhaps find someone who can familiarize us with this place. So,
Well, Bash, I think you had it right. Follow your nose.
All right. I guess let's find whoever's making that bread and see if they can tell us where we are. And so yeah, it'll be a I don't know, investigation, or we'll just follow wherever the smell is.
Right.
Roll to sniff, as I like to say on my channel. Yes,
All
that'll be
of
in it. Yes, if you want to follow the bread, you can all roll me investigation checks.
Okay. Oh yes, I'm hungry. Clearly.
There it is. Investigation.
21.
15.
I'm role playing this big schnoz here.
Yeah, Bash's gluten intolerance, and she got an 8.
Bread is not her thing.
Yeah.
If it was meat, maybe.
Right.
So, out of 4, you have absolutely no problem following your schnoz and tracking down the baker, who isn't actually situated too far from behind the temple. And already you can see people are lining up to be the first to get fresh bread. You kind of assume that perhaps they're serfs, maybe? And then you notice something else. All these people are Sul. A particular ethnicity of human that are fair-skinned, pale-coloured of eyes, and their hair either variations of yellow, reds, blondes, and it's very curly. But most importantly, not just the ethnicity of these, but their clothing seems very, very dated. And they don't immediately notice you approach.
So, as the mama bear of this group, Bash will just like walk up to the first person in line and sort of be like, "Where are we?"
You've just walked up. You just walked up to the first person, nearest person. It's just...
Yep, and I was just like, "Where are we?"
Okay, so you have walked up to a female woman, dressed very plainly. She also wears a metal collar around her neck. There are no chains, but she wears a heavy metal collar of polished bronze. And she turns around, and she has this kind of sleepy, also kind of like bewildered voice, like, who would just come up to me and ask me, where are we? Like, what? And she takes you in. You being so much taller than she is. Her eyes settle on your chest before they rise up to meet your face. And she screams.
Calm down. I'm not a demon. I just want to know where we are. And I'm going to try and persuade them not to scream, if that's doable. I mean, to stop screaming, because they have been screaming. If not, then that's fine. I just want to be like, just relax. Am I capable of trying to calm them down, is what I'm asking.
I say yes, roll me a persuasion check, but at disadvantage.
Okay.
Not like you really need it, because you've been
Right,
rolling so poorly.
It's fine. It's fine, everybody. Don't worry. Oh, first roll is a 21. Disadvantage is 11.
Okay. I didn't actually make the check that hard.
Okay.
But her scream has drawn the attention of the rest of the people gathered there. And she has stopped screaming, but she completely backs away from you. And all the other people looked wide-eyed and startled. And they begin to look around for exits. Until you hear someone say, "Someone, get the guard!"
Diveris, maybe you should...
Look, we just wait for the guard. I'm not going to attack anybody. I'm not a monster. We just wait for the guard. We explain the situation and then tell them, "Hey, where are we? Please let us go home. We don't want to be here in your white city of, like, racism." We're not running. We're standing our ground.
Can we power walk?
No. You know who power walks? Guilty people. We are not guilty.
Oh, we're also not welcome either.
Where else?
That seconded.
You
That.
want you want to leave this town and then just walk out? Is that what you want to do?
No.
We need to figure out where we are.
That's what I'm saying. The guard will tell us, and then if they try and shackle me, you guys can run. Look, I'm the scary demon. Blah. You guys take care of yourselves, blend in with the crowd. I'll be the only one here. And if they notice us talking, whatever. Just
I have a. Is it you or is it us?
I mean, she screamed at me.
So
and
why
I
you-
am also
So why you
Here,
guys are,
wow.
why you guys
Boy.
are debating this?
right.
The people
Sure.
have scattered like cockroaches when you flick on a light. Like, they're gone.
Well, they all flee, and she's like, "There's no line for bread now," and she walks into where the bread coming.
God damn it.
Yeah, and she's like, "What ho, good baker?"
Why are we still letting her talk to people?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know why you guys aren't being
They're
like.
just like scurrying behind it, and like just like.
Yeah. Bashira has a very yeah. This is how she handled things in the city before. This is how she'll handle things now. So yeah, so she just like pushes open the door and is like, "What ho, good baker," and like wanders in. And she's like, "Okay, maybe if I'm nicer, it'll be." So she actually says hello instead of being like, "Where is this place?" So what is inside of this bakery or this storefront?
Okay, so you obviously have the counter area, and to the left and right are just shelves and shelves and shelves of baskets of crisp, fresh, still steaming bread. And there is a young man walking out from behind a beaded curtain. He is dressed plainly with a clean, like sarong wrap round his waist. And he sees you, and he freezes. He almost drops his bread, but clearly his bread is more important than you.
True.
I'm going to put my hands up and say, "We're not here to steal anything or take your bread. We're lost, and I would just like to know where we are, other than inside this bakery."
And from the door, Araful's like, "Yeah, I am out here keeping a watch for the guard, but that's for different reasons."
Arrow 4.
I would like to slowly approach and interpose myself between Bash and the baker. Just be like, "Look. What exactly do you see when you look at us?"
Does he understand anything we're saying?
And your appearance, Varys, has kind of snapped them out of their, like, deer in headlights stupor. And his eyes fall to you. Then they fall to the Bash, and they look a bit more frightened. And then they look to Khan with your hidden horns, but you still look a bit strange. They look wary. Strangers?
Good, very good. Of what variety?
Foreign?
I'm just gonna take a gold piece and just put it out. Friendly strangers.
And he looks at the coin, and then he looks at Bash, and he looks at the coin, and he looks at Bash. He takes the coin. He looks at Bash. Okay. Would you like some bread? If you wait 10 more minutes, we will have pastries. And if you come back this afternoon, we will have pie.
That sounds lovely. Is it safe to say that we can all calm down a bit and maybe sit down and talk? We're your guests now, yeah?
Customers, sure.
We're your customers now.
Bread.
Thank you. I'm gonna pay for some bread.
Where are we? And so Bash like leans over Varys' shoulder and like,
There's a lot
Why?
of smoke.
yeah, where where are we? And like purple smoke puffs out of their nose.
This guy drains of all colour if it was possible for someone from Saul to do so.
Can I intimidate them? Now I am tired.
You don't even need to roll intimidation.
alright.
You have.
Okay.
This boy practically begins to shake and tremble. He does eventually drop his bread and he spits out Fleef.
Does
Flea?
anybody know where that is?
I didn't take nothing.
No, not.
No, Fleef. Eric.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm watching out here.
Where is that, Diveris?
Would I know?
Roll me a history check. I love rolls. I like dice. I'm going to ask you to roll a lot.
Okay.
That's a whopping 10.
You know what? This city is very, very famous.
Oh no, I don't like it.
It wasn't infamous.
Now she's gonna cross out famous and write infamous. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, doing so. Give me a second.
Nice.
So, you know, it's a very, very long time ago. There was an archlich called Vecna. And he was from a city called Fleeth. Spelled Fleeth, in case you didn't know. And he came back and created a mighty empire. And he made this his seat of power. But it was completely destroyed and disappeared into the history books. And was never heard of or marked on any map again.
I'm sorry, what was your name? The baker.
And Bash like leans back.
Wait.
Rockham.
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 Rockham. Excuse me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is the statue out there of the great Vecna?
And he nods. Slightly. But he hasn't been seen for decades now.
Hey.
Would Adafo know that name? Because he wouldn't know any of that history stuff, but is Vecna's famous enough to...
Yeah, Vecna's like
Right.
the story people tell their kids. Like, you better behave
Yeah.
or Vecna's coming to get you with his one eye and his hand.
So we would definitely know.
But he's like a boogeyman. He doesn't hold any real weight.
So he had like a water skin, and as he was watching out for the guard, he just like takes this and like, what? Diveris, what did you say?
The fine statue out front is of the one and only Vecna, patron of this town we're in. And his voice.
Yes, fine statue. Never a bonier statue I've ever seen.
Does that tell us how we can get home, though? Where is Fleep in accordance with the Dapplewood?
You got that in one of your books?
Heavens, no. All I know is it was lost to the annals of history.
So, oh, good. So it's a town to Vecna that's not on a map.
Correct.
I see. Okay.
And this boy begins to look at you like, oh my god, who have I let into my shop? Who are these people? Why are they talking like Fleef is not on a map?
But I'm sitting with them. If we are all sitting, but I've noticed the facial, like him just going.
Yeah, he's not subtle.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn to him and go. Where's the nearest town from here? Yeah, I'm gonna like eat some bread. This bread is really good.
Pay for the bread first.
I did.
Varys gave him that money to make him so he wasn't scared of us, not for you to
And
eat
then I
bread.
paid for my own bread. I know what to do with the bread.
Okay.
He called his customers.
Yeah, because we're in a shop and he's terrified of us. I mean, I feel like what he would actually wants to call me is
Terrified of you.
look.
You answer my question. If you
Perhaps one quick question to the baker, and I'll put another gold coin down. What year is it? And I don't want to know a specific year. I just want to know if it's future or past than
Okay.
what year it should have been.
Thank you. Because
I don't care about the specific year.
I didn't prepare that question. It's a long time ago. Long
So
time ago. Long time ago. That's the year he tells you.
Wait, what galaxy is this?
Guys, I figured out why the fashion's all backwards here. We are in a different place and a different time.
So Bash puts her hand on the counter and it's like, my friend Karn asked you a question. And she's kind of just like digs her nails into the thing. It's like, please answer their question. And she totally like different time. It was the question was like, where's the nearest town? And this was like before Varys started talking about what year is it. So
Okay.
Bash is just kind of like, my friend asked you. Please answer it.
So the Falls River is just north of the city, past the Mage Tower. And if my map loads.
Arafal's like, Falls River, I know that one. We were near there
Probably
before.
not. Is
I guess we're over here somewhere.
it going to be the same over thousands of years? Oh, maybe.
Yeah, they say some names of some towns you don't really recognise. I also can't find it. Where I stuck it.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a long time ago.
So, Karn, the nearest town is... So it's past the Mage Tower and then up, like north of us, is like the
river.
nearest town. Okay.
The river, and then some docks, and the nearest city or town. There's some villages just outside, but the nearest town is about 100 miles away.
Okay.
Adafor and Khan would have been in the forests near and around the Falls River for a long time. Have they ever heard of ruins and like old spots in that area?
No.
So Varys... Yeah, Bash turns to you and is like, that... So the mist, and not the fairy circle, let's make that clear. The fairy circle had nothing to do with it. The mist
I don't know what you're talking about. It was clearly the fairy circle.
The mist has transported us not only to, I mean, has it moved us geographically or just like in time? Because the year that this gentleman is saying is so long ago.
I don't know, but
Diverse, you weren't trying out something new, were you? You didn't have a new trick up your sleeve?
gods know I can trick your mind, but I can't fabricate an entire city yet.
Yeah.
I'm just spazzing out in the corner, just
Nothing that Bearvan can do could account for this. And he kind of like goes wide-eyed for a moment and like grabs onto his Tanuki raccoon amulet. And does he feel the presence of Bearvan? Does he feel the?
You do
tries?
not. Well, you do, but it feels young and fresh. Also, Adolfo, you notice that the baker is slowly walking away, but no one else does.
Okay. I'm like
It's like backing.
oh, we want to make more purchases. Bash, your friend's leaving.
We're not going to find the answers we need here. We need to go somewhere where they will tell us what happened. And now I heard this baker mention a mage tower. I mean, if our mage doesn't know what's going on, maybe the mages in this town will.
Are you calling me ignorant?
I don't know. How often do you travel a long time ago?
Of the current surroundings.
as they're having that talk, and I'm just after you finish with him. I have I want to do a thing.
Okay, what thing do you want to do?
I'm gonna catch up with Rockham.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to be hostile, but I need a map of this town. He is likely to have one. I just want to get really close to him really quickly. I need to catch him off guard.
You do easily. He startles, he somewhat falls back.
Yeah, just like in his face, like, you wouldn't happen to have a map, would you? Could I buy that map?
I live here. I don't need a map.
Could you make one?
Mm.
Just a squiggle, just something. I need to know this town, and I would like for you to help me. Is that doable?
He takes out some wax paper, he gets a bit of charcoal from the oven, and he draws you a map. It is quite crude. He marks on the map. Now you're going to make me look at my map. I can tell you what he marks down. It's okay. I had my map up.
Yeah.
I just don't know what tab it is. Give me a second. There it is.
Is Karn in Bash's view now, or are they like around the corner? Because I just want to let you know
they're quite near the behind the counter, but they're by the beaded curtain. They're not.
All right.
Anyway,
I just want to make sure that, yeah, if Karn is out of sight, or anybody is out of sight of Bash for longer than, I would say, like 20 seconds, Bash will find this person. So anyway, if she can still see him, it doesn't matter. I just want to make sure.
Okay, so he marks for you the Mage Tower, which is the big, tall building over the bridge and in the water on the little island. The guard barracks, which is literally right next to the Mage Tower. It's that little square bit by the Mage Tower.
Mm.
He marks the temple, which is just around the corner from you. He marks where you are as well. He's kind of, and then you're basically in the temple ward. He marks the city council, which is also the opposite side of where the temple is. The temple being the big square with the circle, and then you've got the circle where the statue is, and then the city council is the little, like, N-looking building.
A horseshoe shape one, yeah.
Yeah. And then he was like, oh yeah, behind the council ward is the noble ward, and that's all he gives you. Oh yeah, the docks as well.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Arakum. Here, just one more question, and then I think we will be on our way. Do you have a back exit?
Yeah, just he points. But you do notice something. You've been here now for about 10-15 minutes, and no guards have come.
That's what I'm worried about.
I guess everyone just decided we were okay. Didn't need to call the guards after all. Ha, lovely.
Good work, R4.
Is that what normally happens when someone yells to get the guards, Arakum?
Oh, sorry. I just realised that question was for me.
Oh, finally.
I know, that's what I was like. Oh, it's
I was like-
hard speech. Here it goes.
You found the question.
He was ready
This is
for
the question.
No. I was literally looking for some notes about something else I'm gonna do. He's like, no, they're usually quite prompt.
Garn, leave the baker alone and let him flee if he wants. Let's go. We're going to the mage tower, to the guard barracks that's right in front of it. We'll talk to them. This person is a baker and not somebody we need to keep bothering with our questions. So Bash just like pushes the door open and like walks out past Arafor and is like, let's go. So if you guys want to run away, you need to convince Bash that is a good idea, because this is not, Bash is not going to be like, let's hide in the shadows and skulk around the town. She's going to be like, we're walking to the place where people will send us home. The end.
Then I'm going to run after you.
I don't think Arafor's thinking he needs to escape.
Yeah. I don't know what the rules of this place are, and neither does Bash, and so therefore they will treat it like they did any of the little small towns anywhere else. Now Vecna is worrying, but look, an Arch-Lich is not going to come down and try and like suck my brains out because I haven't done anything yet. This is what Bash is thinking. So they're just like, yeah, exactly, yeah, you know, whatever. So yeah,
It's
Bash
barely
is
a
just
mouthful.
like, yeah, let's go. And so they're just waiting outside of the baker's door, and they're gonna, you know, ask Karn to lead the way. They're like, Karn, lead the way. You have the map.
That 2 gold covered one of these, right? Grabs a small loaf.
As we exit, Daveris will lean down to Arafor and offer his pipe. And go, just like, so, how does this Vecna situation make you feel?
Well, and he looks back over at Arakum, is Arakum like just like staring at them, waiting for them to leave. What do you think?
DM question there again.
Yeah.
Is
Sorry.
Arakum just frozen, waiting for us to leave?
Yep, he is.
Yeah. As we're like far enough away, I like up to Diveris. I'm like, that's not a name that you want to be hearing. Although if he hasn't been seen for a while, that's good news.
Yes, but for a while was, and you see Diveris doing mental calculations of like time traveling, and we're back there, but for a while. Either way, it's not good.
The baker did say decades, so hopefully we're in a period of a long absence of Vecna.
All I know is now we were trying to figure out where we are, and now we're trying to figure out when we are.
I'm
Never
just
seen
trying to
anything like
figure
it.
out how we can get out of here. I don't care about history lessons. What I care about is going back to the woods that I like and the way that we make money.
Yes,
Forget,
please.
forget this town and forget this time. Forget it. It's not
So if
interesting.
we want to leave, I really just think we should do that quietly. And it's obviously not what we're used to. So let's not act like it is. We need
True. I
to
mean,
be
but
quiet. We need to
if
be silent
if
in the shadows.
hmm, but if Diveris doesn't have the books, we need to talk to the people who do have the books for this area.
Then we need to find a way to do it where we're not yelling at everybody,
And
metaphorically, physically, any of it.
Bash like
Yes.
looks at you and is like, well, I wasn't yelling. I
Ash,
didn't even raise my voice.
Ash, you always want us to. You always want us to be out of sight and like out of trouble. Not to go off the path and kind of get ourselves into a fix. Why don't I try and slip us through and get us to that mage tower without meeting any of the other rather unruly locals?
If our end destination is the Mage Tower, why are we hiding? What did we do? We showed up in this town. What are we going to do about it? That's all I'm saying.
Correct, and we're strangers in a strange land, and the locals seem to be hostile to us. So we have a few options. One option is they seem to be particularly hostile of you. Now, I know you may not agree with this, but I can turn you invisible to forego conflict. Another option is I can disguise myself as a local. Another option is to fuck all societal propriety and be who we are and make it our way.
It's not hiding what you are, it's hiding where you are. They've already seen you. They just don't know, they don't need to know you're still here. That way you can still talk to people, just albeit sneakily.
Fine. If we are here and we are not going to be seen as who we are and what we are, then fine. Lead the way, Varys or Arafor. And so, yeah, I mean, Bash like gets out a cloak
Think about it, Bash.
and just puts it on, and it's like we're gonna say like a apocalypse cloak or whatever, just like huge and like heavy, and she just puts on the hood, and it just like covers her face, much like the statue of Vecna, and everything is inside of it, and now she just looks like a really tall, cloaked figure, but she is still tall, so she's like, okay, let's go. And yeah, her shoulders sort of slump a little bit in the cloak.
Do
Hey,
you
Bash,
take
like
a-
you always told us. Sorry, I was gonna say, you always told us that we could find other mushrooms and other spots. Like, we didn't have to bother those boar that we saw before, and just think of these townsfolk like the boar. We don't have to bother them either.
Fine. Very terse one-word answer from behind the cloak.
Sorry, Julie.
So, where are you going? Mage Tower? Too bad you're not.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to go there. Bash is now sort of like is standing back, and so that was their idea. But if you guys want to go somewhere else, maybe you want to find a cartographer, or maybe you just want to leave this town altogether and try and leave. That's fine. But yeah.
Well, right now we just need to find some place that's not us standing in the middle of the road. So on my drawn map, is there any place that he has? I know we're not going to go to the Noble Ward or anything like that, but where's like the inns or something, just someplace where we can sit down, that we're not in the middle of the town, just like, where are we?
There's a nice park to the south gate. Like, it's just like a little green area.
Okay. There's no sign saying like don't touch the grass. Like
Considering this is Vecna City, yes, they would totally be like, don't touch the grass, don't breathe, don't sit on the bench, don't look at this. Peasants get out.
why are you outside?
Grovel peasants. Yeah.
Too real. I live in a town like that. Too real.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. But as you are travelling to this green park area to be out of sight and you know, kind of ground yourselves and, you know, get your bearings, because you've just been told you've been thrown back in time and you're in the demon city of all hells. But you're not given that opportunity because a great horn calls from the south gate. And this horn is repeated several times. And you see the great gears of the southern gates turn and turn as they are closed. And suddenly you see a flurry of activity. People leaving their houses. Baffled, confused. War? War? Let's get to the temple quick, you hear, as the crowds gather and the doors close. But you also notice that the walls are not being manned. Well, they are being manned, but far fewer than what this city can hold. And those that do make it look very worse for wear.
Hopefully we've all started moving, like with the giant group of people, so we can blend in.
Yeah. Everyone seems more concerned about an impending siege than a really tall cloaked figure, a weird coloured human-ish figure, an elf, and a gnome.
Yeah, so I think for a while, the group of people sort of like washes over Bash, and like they just stand in the middle of this group of people that are walking towards the temple, and they're looking at this array of like sad guardsmen or what have you. And if any of the other group is still around, they're going to hear her say, "Oh, this is not good." And then she sort of turns and follows the group with the crowd, like is not impressed with these shoddy looking guards.
Well, that way's closed off now. It looks like the mage tower might be the only way out of here.
And as you're kind of in this sea of human beings being lured towards the temple, you see a man who carries himself with the dignity of only one in a militia could. He is armoured, he is, you know, he has that warrior's build, and he seems to be grabbing anyone, any able-bodied person he can, and pulling them aside. And his eye is immediately drawn to you, Bash, for both your height and stature. And he wades through the crowd.
Can I cast an illusion and so make it so when he becomes closer, Bash looks way older than he first thought?
You make him better look like a human.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it look like an old elderly human, like, you know, burly. Who's still
Yeah.
can't
Yeah. You can certainly do that.
If I see him doing that, I would like to assist with flourishes.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you just do that. You just do that, fine. So
Don't press gang our mum.
So this Sergeant Thorin, he grabs you by the forearm bash and pushes back your cloak, only to see an elderly woman. And you see this, his eyes were like, oh yes, I have found someone, and you see immediate disappointment.
Can I help you?
We need every able-bodied man and woman and child to man the walls.
What's coming?
An orc army.
Okay, so now in Bash's head, the calculation of will we survive an orc onslaught of this town long enough so that we can go home? She's like,
All the guard, the city watch, the militia, they're all sick. Some are dead already.
sick with a plague?
The priests are looking into it, but the signs do point to that.
Okay. This is one of those difficult decisions because I haven't played this character long enough to know if they would care about any of this. Bash is like, has everybody gone with the group, or are you staying around Bashira? Like,
No, yeah, I stopped moving once you stopped moving. Everybody, I'm just like sort of
nearby.
So you guys are nearby? Are you nearby enough for him to see you?
I purposefully am still put myself in the crowd of people. I'm just moving
Okay.
out of there to stay close.
Okay, he wouldn't see you. What about you, Varys?
I would pretty much be behind Bash, using him as like a giant shield.
Okay.
Or sorry, using them.
And out of 4, he will assume you're a child. Okay.
right. So
Maybe we can help, grandmother. Help with the priests.
right. That's what I was thinking as well. And she like grabs. So this is, you said Thorn, right? Commander Thorn, is that the name?
Thorin, yes. Did I say
Okay.
that out loud?
Yes,
I thought I just
you
thought
did.
it. Oh.
Nope, you said it out loud. So if I'm not supposed to know this person's name, I don't remember it.
What?
I don't
Whatever.
remember.
Yeah, whatever arm this person has grabbed, Bash will grab their other arm and squeeze it and be like, "Take us to the sick. We'll help you." And so, like, yeah, she just kind of like spins them around and is gonna order them around because that's what she's used to doing with everybody she encounters. Evidently,
But we have enough priests. What we need are men on the walls.
and then she turns to Airforce and she's like, "Well, child, feel like hunting some orcs?"
What? Well, Sprite has dealt with an orc or two in the forest. Well, surely there's something a bit more defensible.
And yeah, so the old, tall ass, strong looking woman turns to the weird black shape that keeps doing this in the crowd. And is like, "No." And she's like, "What do you think, Karn?" And then turns to Varys, and Varys is just sort of standing behind me. And she's just like, "If this place falls, I don't know how else we'll get home."
I'm finally gonna step out of the crowd, just like that is the first thing we've agreed on in a minute. So okay. But like you can't see my face or anything. I just finally appeared and was like, all right.
And
There's
Varys,
a tug on your tunic and it pull you down. It's like, come, Sprite, orc, army.
So we just have to take out at least an arm. Right? I'm trying to be lighthearted here. We're gonna die.
Yes, you are.
So, I mean, we can.
Sorry,
yeah.
my boss is being like proper insistent. Like, go. I'm red on Discord. Go away. You know, right?
Rude.
I am at the doctor's.
There
Be
you
right
go.
back.
All right. So
Done.
yeah, it's again. Bash is not intending to lead everyone into their untimely deaths. She does not see a way past this. So it's up to you. If you would insist that we go and look at the sick people, we can do that. Cleric of trickery. Um, but yeah, I mean it's right. Sorry.
If we're being realistic, if we don't help defend the walls, and this Karn, this is in character. This is kind of like, if we're being realistic, if we don't help defend the walls, we're not gonna. What time would we even have to look at the sick?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Being conscripted to die on the walls is not something Bashira cares about. But
Let's just see how much we can help them. I'm gonna whisper this part. I am not against just making a path to go through the orc army and then leaving, and we can try again later.
that's so yeah. Bashira turns to Varys and is like, "Yep. What do you think? What are our options?"
I'm not exactly comfortable with fighting, but I'm not exactly comfortable being alone either. I will do what the group thinks best.
Sorry, my
assist
cat's using the
whatever way I
message
can.
right.
Okay. So, Bash turns to Arafor, and she's still like holding on to this person's arm, and she hasn't let him go yet.
You know what? He's quite happy for you to hold on to him, but he is just grabbing more
Okay.
able-bodied
Right.
young people.
Okay. Arafor. It's up to the group. What do you want to do?
Oh,
I mean, I don't even know if it's our fight, but I mean, I guess it is if we're stuck in the middle of it.
And Bash like looks at all the people that this person is just like grabbing, and is like, "Look at these people. Do you think any of them stand a chance?"
Do
Tiberius
we?
looks at himself.
Okay, I mean, Bashira at this point hears
Yeah.
the horn go off and doesn't see a choice. So Bashira just turns and is like, "Let's go," and lets go of this guy's arm and just like decides to follow them. Because if we're stuck in a time loop where we just die over and over again on the same day at an orc onslaught, I feel like the first thing you do is fight the orcs, and then the second day you try not to. So this is just
Bash?
That sounds like it could be a very short experiment.
Bash?
yes.
What artifact would you like?
ah!
I don't know. Is there a list?
I will send you a list.
Okay. All right.
There it is.
Sorry. That's when it was impending orc onslaught. I was like, "This is how this is gonna go."
It wasn't a badger, it was a groundhog.
Yeah. All right.
Well done. You have figured out my twist. So is it the big orc onslaught that kind? Because like the test party also figured it out at the same point. We're like, yes, there's a big orc army coming to crush the city.
So.
And then they were like, oh, this is like, we're going to be in like some kind of time loop or something. And I was just like, God damn it.
Yeah.
So it must be
So,
something.
yeah, like
what is
the
it about the army?
The trigger generally.
That impending of doom is like, oh no, we wouldn't be doing this in the beginning.
Right. Yeah, for me, it was just we got sent back in time to like a historic point, which means generally that our actions mean nothing like to us. So then it's like, okay, this is going to be significant in some other hellish way. So
Okay, cool.
And also the amount of pitiful guards. I was like, okay, now we're gonna have to help, and then we're gonna die, and then we're gonna wake up and be like, oh no, we gotta do the whole day again. So I'm excited to die right now. I want Bashir like I'm grumpy, and we're doing everything that anybody else wants to say, and then yeah. So anyway, yes, Bashir is gonna lead the group if they follow her towards the walls of the.
Right, off you go.
Okay.
Those who are about to die, we salute you.
Yep.
So, you climb the walls, up the tower, and onto the walkway bits. I need to look at some castle anatomy. They are 60 foot by 10 foot stretches. You are asked to take position on top of the gate. Between the two towers, which house the gate's mechanisms, remember you saw those great cogs? There are 30 militia stationed here, who are all huddled close to the towers. And as you look out onto the horizon, even the landscape seems completely unfamiliar. It seems luscious, tropical, almost. And you see 3 large hill giants pushing great siege towers towards the wall. As they approach you, orcish javelin fire begins. And then you see the horde itself. 10,000 strong. As they begin their march towards you. What would you like to do? The siege towers are not yet at you. I would say they are 100 feet away, being pushed by these hill giants. There are 3 of them.
So Bashira immediately looks out. How like ravaged is this the landscape? Like the earth and like the trees. It's all luscious and stuff, but like has this horde just like chopped everything down and like burning things?
Yeah,
Or-
so if you imagine the edges are all like luscious. But as this horde is coming towards you, it's almost like desert, like barren.
Okay. Oh man. So before Bashir was like, I guess we'll fight, whatever. And then she sees like the destruction of like the landscape and like the trees, and she's just like, these people are not prepared to fight this horde at all, and neither are we. She looks out, she's like, is there a tactician amongst any of these people? And she's going to turn to the group and be like, does anybody have any ideas?
Yes.
What is it?
Personally, I can't really do anything. I am much more punchy than I am anything else. And that really won't be a concern until they get closer. But until then, we have to make sure all the ammo and everything is put together with all the weapons, right?
Are you suggesting that we actually wait out there and destroy the siege towers? No, that's not what you were saying. Okay, sorry. You were saying make sure everybody is stocked up on ammunition for their longbows, hopefully.
But also them siege towers.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she turns to the group and it's just like, this is not something that we alone are going to be able to do. And she like looks around. How many people are actually like on the wall? There's 30 around us.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so along the immediate nearest walls on the other side of the towers, like if you lean forward and look round, you can see about 10 people on one side and 5 on the other.
Okay.
Someone
is
has
terrible.
decimated
Right.
the city guard here. And as you're kind of taking in the pitiful numbers, you see a woman who is carrying arms of arrows. And behind her, servants carrying bowls of hot tar. And she just dumps them there and disappears off.
Man, okay. I think Bashira was not expecting to be in charge of it. She's like, looks around. She's like, where is there any sort of power structure here? Where's the leader? I don't understand. Okay, let's distribute the arrows and this tar to everybody and make sure we know who's actually shooting these bows. And so, yeah, I mean, Karn's idea is the only thing that Bashira can think of, and so she's just sort of like making sure everybody goes around. She's like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I would suggest we try and take out those siege towers, but I'm not sure if I want to wade through that many orcs. Anybody?
Fire arrows.
There are arrows.
Yeah.
Thinking a bit closer. Could mess with them a bit, but not from here.
Okay. So if we're gonna
Two
take
ideas.
yes, go.
Idea number one. There is a tower that belongs to a mage here, meaning there must be a mage in town. We send someone to get the mage, hopefully to help us. Idea number two, we all aim our fire at the exact same point, preferably one of the mechanisms that keeps the siege towers moving, and we can at least temporarily disable them. I have a range of about 120, 150 feet. That's the
Okay.
best I've got. And my third idea is if you got them, smoke them.
Tell me twice.
All right.
I volunteer to go get the mage.
Shouldn't we send one of the locals? I wouldn't feel comfortable having you go alone, Karn.
What if I take one of them with me then?
Yep. No, you're not. I don't know why you keep insisting that you should be separated from us. We're the only ones that matter here. The rest of these people are already dead.
That don't mean we don't help them. We literally got sent back in time, and you're trying to tell me we're not supposed to help?
We are helping, but you will be much more use here, where I can see you.
And what? Punch a wall? Like, what
Yep.
use am I right now that
We're gonna
doesn't?
punch a wall of orcs. And so if you like grab somebody who's like the youngest person here, that's like you. Go to that tower where the mages, bring all the mages. Where are all the mages? Are they here already? Like, I have no idea what's going on. So I don't know if that disguise is still up, but I look
Yeah,
like
it-
a very talented.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's still up. It's still up. Don't worry. Okay, so you grab a young girl,
Mhm.
and she's kind of got her arm like with a longbow that's 3 times the size of her,
Never
And a
be able
bun-
to draw.
and a bunch of arrows, and yeah, exactly, and she seems relieved at your suggestion, and she was like, "Yes, yeah, I will go to the mage's circle immediately. It's as fast as my feet can carry me."
Okay. Well, I mean,
And off
Bash
she
has
runs.
Bash has no idea if that's going to be useful at all because when you arrive in a town, you're like, oh, a siege. I know everything about this town. I don't know. We don't know anything. So, okay, so we need to make sure that we pinpoint who here knows how to use a bow? And she's just like shouts out to the people who are like holding longbows and being like, does this go over my head? Is it a bow tie? I don't know.
Let's get my D30 up. 4 of them do.
Oh my god. Okay, cool. So Bash is no military expert, but there's at least 4 people that are like, oh, this is how you use a bow. And so she like goes over to them. She's like, okay, how good of a shot are you? And she's just like talking to the group.
Okay, and one of them's like a hunter. The other one does arrow fishing. One, when he was a younger man, used to serve in the militia himself. The other one's been practicing in secret.
Sure. We're gonna need, and she like turns to Bear. She's like, "This is your idea. Here are your 4 elite shooters. Tell them where to focus fire." And then the rest of them.
How far away are the siege towers at the moment?
So they were about 100 foot away now. They are now 80 foot away.
Okay, so that means Varys and Air4, you can both hit them, right?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I can.
60 for me, sorry.
Oh, 60. Okay, so yeah, Varys, Bash turns to you and he's like, okay, try and take out the siege towers, I guess, with this. And so it's just like the 4 people that are good and you, and then the rest of them, she's going to be like, try and aim it where these people are shooting.
So
I can make it an easier target, and I can use guiding bolts and give people advantage.
Very good.
Yes, please.
do the siege towers are they like on wheels? Are they being dragged? I'm not sure what I'm visualizing here. Is there like an obvious point that we could disrupt?
Okay, so you've got the siege towers, and there's 3, and as they're kind of getting towards you, they're all starting to split out, and they're being pushed by these hill giants that are chained to these siege towers. So without the hill giants, the siege towers will not get closer. The towers are made of wood. It looks like they've been chopped from local trees and constructed before the horde came close. They will be susceptible to fire. And behind them, you see both the cavalry, the archers, the footmen of the orc army. And then there's a tiny little dot with a bannerman on the horizon with 3 other tiny little dots, which you're quite sure is the general.
So,
Okay.
One quick question, sorry. These are in the front, so there's no like large group of orcs between the hill giants and us. Is that correct?
Sorry, the hill...
No, that's fine. So the hill giants were pulling the thing. Are there orcs in front of them? Like, is there an army?
So they are behind. So you've got siege tower. I feel like I should draw a picture. I will draw a picture.
Right.
No, we're drawing a picture. No, you're getting a picture.
Perfect.
I have a pencil.
And
So
this
we
will be
have
some-
we have the wall, and then we've
Yep.
got the 2 towers.
Yep.
I'll bring it closer. Don't worry.
No, I got you.
And then you are here. Here. And then
The orange
it's not to scale.
Right.
Right. Cool. Okay, so you are here on the wall. Here are the towers. Here are the siege towers. Here are the hill giants. And here are, I would say, some kind of slave master that are like
Okay.
torturing these poor giants to push these towers. Okay.
So
Do we think-
Varys is gonna do that, and then Bash, because I picked this really great flaw that says there's no room for caution in a life lived to the fullest. Bash is gonna just start running like out and like get down the wall and just go out, and she's gonna try and like take people with her to take out the hill giants that are pushing the siege things. Like, she has no range capabilities, and she's done whatever she can on the wall, so she's just gonna go out and do that. So,
Okay.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I wanted to
No,
let you know.
that's perfectly fine. But so the gates have been sealed,
Okay.
and you're like 50 foot up.
Okay.
How are you going to get down?
I'm gonna use the grappling hook and rope that I have.
Oh, cool.
I just
That's
sort of
that's
throw
great.
it.
You don't need
Yeah.
to do any rolls or anything. I just wanted to get your idea. You can take a small band of about 10 able-bodied people and head out.
Yeah. Anyway, while Varys is doing that, I just wanted to let you know that's what I said. So.
Okay. So, I'm not going to have you roll initiative. I'm just going to describe to you what's going to happen. Okay.
Let's just can we have everybody else go first? Like Varys was gonna do something and
Yeah.
then I don't know. Okay. All right. I just wanted to
Okay,
give
so
everybody an opportunity.
Varys,
Yeah.
with your elite men, can you just roll me a D100?
I can. As I was preparing them, I wanted to take a long drag of my pipe, send out this big billowing cloud, and just yell, "Does anyone have any oil?"
There's the pots of tar.
Yeah.
And I'd like to tell everyone to dip their arrows in oil, and then I want to kind of set it on fire with fire bolts.
Okay.
I rolled a 32 on my percentile.
Okay. Roll me a D20.
Sure. It's a whopping 4.
Excellent. So your people are only 34% accurate. And it will take you 4 volleys of arrows to do any damage. On this particular one tower, I'm only going to assume you're targeting one tower. So the tower was starting to smoke and smolder, but you're not doing much damage to it. And it's still coming closer to you. Bash. Out of 4, if you... it gets close enough for you to start being able to do something as well. So if you want to interrupt me and say what you would like to do to help.
I was thinking, like, would I have any kind of inkling that the handlers would be better to deal with than the giants?
You could surmise, yes, that without these drivers pushing these giants forward, the giants might not want to push these towers. They are enslaved. It's very obvious from their chains.
Okay, can I try? Because I'd like to try and use command on the handler and command him to free his hill giant.
Wisdom saving throw, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. 14 DC.
They rolled a natural 20.
Dedicated. Dedicated to the cause.
You attempted to wrap your will around this driver, and unfortunately their will was stronger than yours. Bash. You have successfully made it down with a handful of brave souls to take the good fight out of the city walls. And are you attacking the towers, or the hill giants, or the slavers?
If it's like you said, obvious, then I don't know. Is Karn with me, or what's Karn doing? Is what I would like to know. Are you hanging out with me, or are you doing something else? Are you running? Did you just decide to ignore what Bash said and run and get the mages? Is that what you just decided?
Look.
Okay, that's fine. You're like, the little kid can't run as fast as me. That's cool.
We need help. But no, I didn't run to go get the mages, though I should have. What Karn is doing... Karn's going to, so I have a question.
Yes.
I guess a better way to start this off.
Okay.
Would I be able to scale down the wall with a whip?
I'm going to say yes, just because that's cool as fuck. So how I imagine this happening is obviously you scale down it, like with, and you're using your whip to outrude bits of thing, and it wraps around, and you swing, and you drop a little bit more, and you see another bit, and you do it, and you swing. So yes, because that is a very useful way of using the whip. I will allow it. What I would like you to do though is just roll me a dexterity saving throw. No, an acrobatics check.
Oh, okay.
Showing up bashing
Ha! 22.
Hey.
Very good. Yeah, no, you look so good
I am
doing this.
Well,
You are majestic. You are just gliding through the air like this is what you always were meant to do, and you get down safely.
You see it from the top of the wall. Yeah, Sprite, yay!
After I get down, I'm going to try to flank where Bash is. And even though I'm there to help, also be muttering, oh, you get to jump down into danger. We can't just fight the army of orcs. Just mocking you.
I mean, it's fair. That is what you should be doing for this.
But when I do come to flank Bash, I want to make sure that I'm going in a straight line, and I'm doing that because I want to hold my action because I have a thing. I have the charger feet.
Okay, very nice.
So I'm just like setting up for it in case something comes at me.
Cool. So you're both around this one slaver.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one guy with this very wicked looking, almost too big whip, and he's on this weird mechanism because it's a hill giant. It's big. It's a big, all spiky flail on a mechanism that he like cranks up and lets go. But there are guards around him because no one's just going to send this one slaver to whip these hill giants. So just like attack it, because we're not doing battles like Game of Thrones. I have played some Total War. I'm okay at it, so I know how this should work. But as immediately as this tiny little militia steps out, you notice one large part of the column set off, and it races towards you. These are orcs, mounted on giant lizards. And they are coming for you, because they need those towers up against the wall. But it'll be some time before they get to you. So as I said, we're not doing initiative here. We're doing something else. What I would like both Bash and Khan to do with your militia is roll me D100s, please.
94.
Very nice.
Oh my God. I can't knocked off specifically my percentiles. I'm trying to get off. Oh, that's a 9. Okay. 19.
Okay. Khan, you're obviously punching away at this little group of orcs that have come to defend this thing, and you're not doing very well. These guys can take a hit. Bash, on the other hand, your little group are doing much, much better, and you're actually getting a little bit closer to the weird siege tower whip. But there's a lot of men here.
Sure.
And that cavalry is getting closer.
Absolutely.
And now the towers are 30 foot away from the wall. Yes?
Can I jump in, or am I waiting?
You can jump in anytime you want.
Oh, okay.
As I said, this is not really initiative. This is just us narrating what kind of happens. And
Gotcha.
I'm getting you to roll D100s to determine your success.
Okay.
Well, I would like to do this as soon as possible, but I want to send a level 1 magic missile to the slavers, the whippers.
Are you splitting your missile into 3, or...?
I'm directing them all at one person.
Okay. Roll me a d4 then. We'll let you do some damage.
Just 1d4 or all three?
Just roll me 1d4 and then I times
Okay.
it. Just for speed.
That's a 3.
That's not bad. Okay. So, one by one, these magic missiles fly from the roof and target. Are you targeting the slaver for the tower that you're trying to burn? Or are you targeting the slaver that Bash and Khan are attacking?
I'll help out my allies. I'll help out Bash.
Excellent. Okay, so with these magic missiles, it has disrupted the group and actually killed some of the warriors that were defending the thing. Bash, you find a way through to get to this strange war machine. And Khan, the same is for you.
Okay. Because Bash is trying to end this as fast as possible, it's kind of just like trident in hand and throwing it to try and like kill the person with the whip and just like take that person out as fast as possible. So
Okay.
I'm not sure if Bash is trying to climb, because I don't think they're quick at climbing. So it's just kind of like a throwing javelins and the Triton that I have, whatever, just kind of like kill it. And that's kind of my plan.
Roll me a d100.
Yeah, having the group sort of guard me while I do it. 59.
Your trident finds its target sure and true. You see the slaver take this trident in the gut. You see them keel over and they topple down off their perch on this strange war machine. And immediately that tower stops. However, the two other towers have now reached the wall. The columns behind are now beginning to move. And that cavalry that we were waiting for, it is now upon you. Arafor and Varys, you see Khan disappear in a sea of scaly green. Bash, you're on this slight pedestal, so you're not quite involved in this. But you too see Khan disappear beneath thundering claws. Arafor, what would you like to do? You're muted, by the way.
Sorry. Sorry. New to this. So
You gotta say it now. This is.
I know. This is the time.
Okay.
That's what I was saying
All
when I was muted.
right.
It's now, right? It's now.
It's now.
Oh, we knew that was coming.
Perfect.
It's out of my system now. Out of my system.
Yeah.
So she's been just swamped by this cavalry.
And so have the little militia group that you have, and they've disappeared under this sea of lizard green. And you can only imagine that they are being trampled at this point as the cavalry charges through them.
I think the only thing that would be in his head would be I would be able to use Spare the Dying if I could get there in time. And just like I have to get to them. I have to get to Khan.
Okay, so you can shimmy down Bash's rope if you'd like. You're such a little forest gnome.
Mm-hmm. Can I? Yeah. Can I? Yeah. I don't think you would think about it properly. Just go for it.
Okay. So as you wade off into this cavalry, and obviously you can't really tell who is what and what is where, because you're so small and all you really see are legs and colours and flashes, you feel a sharp slash into your back. That someone has come up behind you and cut you from the top of a horse. You stumble into the dirt, desperate to get to your sister. But then you feel another slash. Now you're crawling on your hands and knees. You don't know where she is.
At that point, he would go invisible with his fade away.
Okay. You go invisible. The attacks stop. But you are gravely injured and bleeding.
But I've got to get there. I've got to get there.
Bash, Varys, what are you doing?
Go ahead. You can go first.
Oh, if I only knew what to do.
I mean, if you want me to go, I can. I know what Bash is going to do.
If you know what, yeah, go for it.
Okay. So Bashira, sort of on top of this thing. Now, is the trident that I threw? Am I able to like grab it?
He just toppled over. He didn't fall onto the floor or anything. He's just like there.
Yeah, I just don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to assume that I have it. Anyway, so Bashira like stands atop, rips the trident out, and sees like all this cavalry, and is just like, oh, okay. I would like to have them try to jump onto one of the cavalry moving around and sort of wrestle one of these lizards away from an orc and see if
roll me an athletics check,
okay,
and that will be both your jump and your wrestle.
All right, I am decent at athletics. Yes,
So you should be. If you didn't take that, I would curse
yeah,
you as a paladin.
Yeah, I agree. 21.
Yeah, you successfully, completely like jump down, Robin Hood style, pull this orc off its lizard, take the reins, charge into battle. What else are you doing?
So, because the other two towers have reached
They have.
the wall, Vash is gonna just run this lizard towards the nearest group of people trying to climb and sort of try and disrupt them climbing up the thing to sort of lessen the amount of people that are going to be successfully getting onto the wall.
Okay. So you can definitely do this, but obviously you've got two towers. So one is being filled, and one, you are doing a successful, heroic job of just being this sheer mountain
Yeah,
of
and I mean,
power.
I think on the lizard, running around in circles and just like every once in a while, just like a gout. I mean, it's only once per short rest, so it'll be a one time, but just like purple, like breath spews out of this person's mouth and just like coats the people in front of them, and they're just sort of like jabbing and stabbing and trying to use the lizard as a weapon too, to like slap them with their tail and just like, yeah. I mean, it's whatever they can do to.
Yeah, and you do this for a good time. You've probably prevented, a good 100 people from getting up to that one side of the wall. However, numbers eventually overwhelm you. Your lizard roars as it is filled with various weapons. It's just the sound of blade in flesh and wet. The lizard eventually keels over, and you too with it, before those blades too find you, and you are overwhelmed. Varys.
Varys is going to take a long drag of his pipe, direct his men with the arrows to send pitch down the wall, and then he himself is going to let out 3 puffs of smoke. Then with his hand he weaves into darts, and he's going to send those darts to the hill giant's collar, trying to break it and free it.
Okay. So
Hopefully he goes nuts.
You successfully do this, and yes, you have freed this one hill giant, and you see it rip through its chain. Sorry, I had a complete mind blank. I was like, what? Rip through what? Rip through its chains. And it begins tearing into its slayer. It begins tearing into the column. However, there are men already on the walls. And as a sea of green comes, it washes over you, and you are overwhelmed.
Oh, fuck.
Death comes for each of you. At first you feel so cold. Your breathing becomes heavy. Just the very thought of moving your eyes, taking it in, becomes difficult. You feel the heat of your body drain away as you bleed, soaking into the earth, enriching it. Then your muscles begin to burn. How could you burn and feel so cold at once? And then you give in. You close your eyes. Your lid's far too heavy to keep open now. But there is no light at the end of the tunnel. There is no river Styx, no fields of Elysium. There is nothing. And nothing is all you remember. For a time at least. Until you hear and you awake. With a gasp. You see the sun. Dawn is above you. The ground is not dirt, it is cobblestone. And as you roll your head to find your companions, they lay all beside you. And you are once again at the feet, in the shadow of Vecna. And it is here we are actually going to end our session.
Woo! Oh my gosh.
Anyway, sorry.
No.
Way to go, everybody. We did
Thank
it.
you very much for the bits cheer, KCH. Much heart, and thank you everybody for the follows. That was it. That was book 1. Into the Valley. Shadow. Whatever I named it.
Go out the valley and in the light. I mean, no, I'm a shadow. But like,
You guys okay? I haven't traumatized you too much, right? You're going to come back next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
No, this is so much fun.
I'm gonna go to the bakery and eat as many donuts as I want now. That's just kind of the thing. I'm just like, pastry is forever.
Right? I need donuts.
I'm good.
You guys going to become murder hobos and slaughter everybody. Doesn't matter.
I've seen enough TV. That's eventually one iteration is just like, what happens if we stab every single person? Nothing.
That we see always. I can't wait to get to the point where we're just stopping things before they happen. Just like they trip, they fall. They're just like, this is getting tiresome.
So we can definitely have days where you just do wacky stuff like that. We won't exactly roleplay it because you guys do have a mission, and I only have 12 episodes to get you to actually get out of the shadow of Vecna. But no, you've been brilliant. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank all our followers. Thank you for the cheers. Thank you for the follows. You have been watching the Greyhawk channel. I have been your DM for the last few hours. DM Gloss and Gadgets. You can find me on any social media as Gloss and Gadgets. And when I'm not here, I'm either on Goldheart Group, which is my own personal D&D streaming channel, or over on the Scraticus Academy once a week, which is where I'll be tomorrow actually. So let's quickly go around the table before I wrap up with some announcements. Let us know who you are, where people can find you, what you're up to. Tell us a bit about yourself. We've slowly discovered your characters, but let's learn a little bit about you. So we'll start with you, Varys, because we did you last.
Sure. So again, my name's Mike D, and I'm playing Diveris, the illusionist wizard, who is an NPC in the own campaign that I run, on Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, at twitch.tv/legendsdielive. Urge you to join us if this is your type of thing. Also, big shout out to Leonie for a great first session.
Thank you. I was really worried. Really worried, but no, that went really well. Apart from a couple of hiccups, but it could have gone worse, right?
So if you want to chat or hang out, Legends Die Live at Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all those places, and we have a Discord. So
Ooh,
come say hi.
fancy. Okay. Out of 4. Out of 4 down. You're muted again.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Now you are not, but you were.
You were.
Oh, no, I didn't touch anything. Anyway, yes, my name's John, Phoenix Iwaki on Twitter. I don't have anything to promote. This is my first time online.
Welcome to the madness.
Wonderful. Another huge thank you to Yoni and you guys for playing too. It was so much fun, and I can't wait for the next book.
Excellent. Yes, we'll be back next week. So, who went? Bash, you went first, didn't you? So next one is Khan.
It's me.
Yeah.
I play Karn Tan, the sibling of R410.
Not the wife, the sibling.
Not married siblings. I'm the younger sibling. You can find me on Twitter at honeybuns, and you can find me on Twitch coming up soon as Battlescar Bunny. And I'm also going to be in another lovely thing with our lovely DM here, our Dark Matter game.
I'm not actually playing in that. I'm just there.
But you've been a part of everything so much. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. You think I'm playing. I'm not. I'm your showrunner. I'm gonna be the person that like makes your overlay and puts your camera screens up and be like, your mic is muted, and like, shh, you're talking too quietly, and like everyone talk in chat. Like that's my job. Like, but I'm actually playing.
Right, I keep waiting for your character description. Like, where are you?
No, I'm not playing. I'm not playing a character. I'm sorry.
The other big, and that's really the only other thing I have right now.
I think you're also in Goldheart Group's Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
Now, yeah, that is brand new. That is like knee slapper spanking brand new. I'm gonna be in shenanigans with you. We do play in that one.
Yeah, we do play in that one. Cool. So, and finally, but of course not least, Bash. Bash, who are you? Where can we find you? What do you do?
Hello, I'm Rand on the internet. Twitter handle Shelve the Books. I am not really in, like, this is my first game on Twitch before as well.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you. I don't have a very large web presence with this whole role-playing thing. I've been playing for a long time, but I do have 2 friends that are very good, Randomly Generated on Twitch and Rose Artemis on Twitch, both do D&D and variety stream, and they're fantastic. So go give them a follow if you want, to sort of be like, hey, Bash was a funny old grandma. These 2 people are very much like that. So yeah, I mean, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for playing and indulging, and thank the DM for making me feel heroic and then also sad that Bash died the first time. So
Perfect.
thank you very much.
No, thank you. No, you've all been great. The viewers have been great. Stay tuned in 30 minutes where DM Shane will be back with Greyhawk. I hope that's the right channel. I don't have a schedule, so I don't know what else, but I can tell you that I'll be back on this channel on Friday where I'll be playing the Ghosts of Saltmarsh with some very, very special players. And I am playing 2 characters. I am playing both a Tiefling Warlock, my first Warlock, and also my prima donna bard Amy Dubois. So that should be fun. And yeah, so quick roundup. If you're not following the Greyhawk channel on Twitter, go do so, because then you can see what other shows are happening in this summer season. There's lots of exciting things coming out. I will learn the schedule so I can give them all promotions, because this is basically where all the cool kids hang out, and I'm not just saying that because I hang out here now. Also, come join the Discord where you can hang out with us and talk to us. And yeah, I think that's everything I'm supposed to promote. I'm sure Shane will tell me if I did it wrong, but we'll see you next week. Night, guys.